games remain between now and the end of the season in terms of Premier League football. We're in a position now where we didn't expect to be. We didn't expect to be. I didn't expect to be. I predicted 64 points when we returned from the international break. I predicted 64. That was before the Tottenham game and onwards. So Tottenham and then to now. I predicted that Tottenham to the end of the season, we'd finish on 64. The win against Liverpool yesterday, unprecedented. No one saw it coming. I don't care what you say. You can say this, that, everything else about what if they play weaker team? What if they don't care? What if they are, recovering from their hangovers and whatnot? It was not something that I think that we could have fully expected to go into thinking it would be the way that it was. I just think we've been very, very fortunate. We obviously had to show up. We did. I don't think anyone, apart from maybe Sanchez and Jackson, had a bad game. I think it was a really good game from absolutely everyone involved. I genuinely think that we were the better team by a mile, by a long shot. It's hard to criticize the team in any way, shape, or form in this game. It was a well-oiled machine from start to finish. Obviously, the goal that we conceded was it was unnecessary. It was poor defending. Van Dijk just had acres and acres of space. But overall, they're really, and at the same time, it wouldn't be a Chelsea game, would it? It wouldn't be a Chelsea game without a little bit of danger. A little bit of danger right at the end, just to add a sprinkle of doubt on top to make you think, oh, fucking hell. Here we go. It's all going to go fucking downhill now. But we saw it through, and now we find ourselves in a situation where no one saw this coming. No one saw this coming. I don't care, all of you positivity merchants who are just saying, Maresca at the wheel, he'll find a way, he always does, blah blah blah. He's been a lucky boy this season. He's been very fortunate. Obviously, he's had to overcome some bits and bobs. But I would say that you are naive or in denial to say anything other than the fact that he has had a very, very strange season. It's been a bizarre first season for him, and in many ways, you've got to praise the fact that he's got to this point and is still in the position that he is. Well, not still in the position that he is, but actually in the position that he is. To be fifth place right now. Currently 2 points clear if it stays a draw between Crystal Palace and Forest. If it, God forbid Forest get the win. But I would say the way that it's going at the moment, it does look like a draw all over. Forest have had a couple of chances in this game, but I think Crystal Palace as well have had arguably the most dangerous moment in this game. But anyway, looking at the remaining fixtures, as you can see, you can't, this is what it's done. It's given Chelsea fans a little bit of false confidence, I think, going into these next 3 games. Manchester United, for me, needs to be a walkover. It absolutely is a walkover. When you look at it on paper, when you look at how they've been playing, how we've been playing, they are just not a good team. And they are a team that we absolutely should, without a shadow of a doubt, be pumping and arguably should be getting a bit of a boost in goal difference, truth be told. It's just the fact of the matter. It's just the way that it is. You know, if we can boost our goal difference against Manchester United, if we do lose to Newcastle and we minimise the amount of goals conceded, if it is a bit of a nightmare, then obviously there we can boost it back up against Man United. And on the Forest in the final day, I've said for months that that's going to be a deciding game in any way, shape, or form. It's just the way it's going to be, you know. But Newcastle, they've got a tricky end to their season as well. They've got us, they've got Arsenal, and they've got Everton. That's not an easy final three. City are fine. They're done. They're dusted, I think. Bournemouth won't be easy. Southampton's a walk in the park, and Fulham, you never know what's going to happen there. But Forest, Palace today, 45 minutes to turn things back around and get back into the flurry, get back into the fray there with 63 points if they get the win here today. Leicester, you would imagine that's going to be a win for them. West Ham, who knows? They're shit at the moment as well, so they could get a win there. And then Chelsea on the final day. You never know. You never know. It really is up for debate still. However, I would argue that a Crystal Palace win here today would surely make it a real tricky situation for them to find a way back with Chelsea in the way that they are at the moment. Aston Villa on the weekend against Bournemouth, a Bournemouth side that we've just said have beaten, I think, you might have to confirm to me, but they did the double over Arsenal and have obviously beaten Arsenal at home in the last game. So they're unbeaten in their last 5. Aston Villa, they've got a tricky game on their hand coming into that on Saturday. There's no two ways about it. And we'll know that we go into that game against Newcastle on the weekend, albeit that it's against Newcastle at St James's Park. We hate to play there. We struggle to play at St James's Park, as do a lot of people. But we're on the back of beating the champions in any way, whatever capacity it was. I'm not saying it was a fucking masterclass in any way, shape, or form. But you know, we still had to win. We still had to show up. It might have been a lackluster Liverpool side, but we still had to get the result. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't an impressive one, I don't think necessarily. At least I can imagine from a neutral's perspective. But I'm taking those 3 points. Couldn't give a bollocks. It's a 12 p.m. kickoff, which as well is a strange one. 12 p.m. 12:30, it makes perfect sense, you know, typically on a Saturday. But 12 p.m. on a Sunday is just an absolutely absurd time for a kickoff in Newcastle, you know. But either way, we've got 3 games to secure it. I would suggest that a win and a draw would take us to, 67 points? You've got to think 67 points is enough. You've got to think 67 points is enough. Maybe 2 wins. Forest and United, 2 wins, and then a draw against... Either way, there's a whole host of points up for grabs here, and I just think I can't think of any way that it could go wrong. It could go wrong. I'm going around in circles here, but I've tried to say that we fucked it for ages now, and now we find ourselves in a position where we are in control. I just don't know where I don't know where it's going to go from here. I really don't know. But let me know your thoughts on that situation. It's not really a situation that we thought we'd find ourselves in at this point, at this time, so soon. Liverpool was not on the radar to get the win. It was not at all.